Hey VCEs! In the 2013 exam, students were asked, using one similarity and one difference, compare Australia's constitutional approach to the protection of rights with the approach adopted by one of the following countries: Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, or the USA. The question was worth 4 marks. For this response, you'll spend 2 marks discussing a similarity between Australia's constitution and your country of choice, and the other 2 marks discussing a difference. Remember that you always get to choose which of the 4 countries you compare Australia to. You'll only ever have to study one. You can pick your similarity and your difference from 2 of these 4 different areas. First, the way rights are protected. Does the country have entrenched rights? Does it have a Bill of Rights? Second, the type and scope of rights protection. How many rights are protected? What are they? And are they broad human rights, like the right to life, or are they more specific? Third, how enforceable the rights are. Can the country's courts fully enforce these rights? Does Parliament have the power to override these rights? And fourth, how easily rights can be added or removed. What's the process for adding or removing a right? Is there a referendum-like process? Or can Parliament add or remove rights? Here's my sample answer, using the USA as my example. Rights protected in the Australian and United States constitutions are all fully enforceable. In Australia, the High Court can declare federal legislation invalid if it is outside of Parliament's lawmaking powers set out in the Commonwealth. Similarly, in the USA, federal courts can declare any legislation invalid if it infringes constitutional rights. However, the types of rights protected differ greatly between Australia and the USA. Australia's list of constitutional rights is small. There are only 5 express rights, which aren't worded as rights, but rather as restrictions on federal government's lawmaking power. This includes very specific rights, like freedom of trade between states. The USA, by contrast, has 10 original amendments in its constitution, plus many more that have been added over time. Many of these rights are broad, basic human rights. The First Amendment, for instance, guarantees Americans freedom of religion, speech, and assembly. Now, have a go at your own answer, using the country you've learned about. Thanks for watching, and happy studying. Click here to go to the Engage Wiki. Click here to go to the next video. Otherwise, he'll have no body to hang out with.